we wanted to talk to you about the discipline of being a trader, because this is something that has been asked to us by a lot of our viewers. How do you get into being a professional trader? And who better to ask than the person who gives them advice every day? So how does one do that?
See, I think there are a lot of parameters for becoming a trader. The first two or three aspects which I believe one should try and incorporate upon is to start looking at the rules of trading. So people, they generally tend to enter with a lot of huge expectations, with less amount of I would say knowledge, or less amount of understanding of the instruments of markets. And then they tend to, if the start is good, they tend to make a lot of mistakes post that initial good start, and that's when they start to have a negative feeling. So see, for any trader or any investor, the only rule book which is applied is the profit which you've created, and until the time you earn profit, you are always happy and cheerful. But the moment you start making losses is where your knowledge and your skill, etc., comes into picture. So first and foremost is to have a strong understanding, a good base of the variety of instruments, the strategies which can be used, etc., for developing overall knowledge. That's the first part. So skills, acquiring skills is the first important aspect. The second is to orient a style of trading. So see, over the last 15, 16 years of my career so far, I've seen numerous amount of strategies which have been created in the markets: shorting options, buying options, doing mixed strategies, going discretionary long, etc. So it depends on the risk appetite of each individual trader. So over the due course of time, every trader tries to reorient and finds its own style. So that's the important aspect, that you have to find your own style suiting your risk appetite and your experience, in what you've gone through in the markets. The third and the most important part is that try and control your sentiments a lot. At times what happens is, as a trader or even as an investor, we tend to get glued towards a certain set of stocks, and then we expect and anticipate that maybe that stock will always adhere towards my view or my set of criterias. But the markets are very dynamic. We've seen the markets evolving into so many different phases in the last decade and a half. So always keep that in perspective, that never be emotional about any certain set of stocks. The only key parameter is to try and have a good risk reward base. The other aspect which I would also advise is that what happens is, typically when an investor or a trader gets chopped out in a market volatility, he tends to not take certain trades. So never be shy of taking risk. Of course, because of the position size, you can always control the extent of risk which you can always take, but never be shy of taking risk. And last and foremost, I always believe that experience is the biggest teacher in any kind of market environment, whether it's trading, investing, analysis, etc. So give more time towards experience, specifically post at 3:30 post market hours, is dwell a lot of time into understanding that what went right and what went wrong in a certain set of stocks. I, for one, I mean, just to end it, I, for one, always maintain a logbook. Whenever I started my career in markets overall, I started to maintain a logbook for almost like 5, 6, 7 years, where I wrote down almost every day of what happened in the markets and what was my thought process regarding a certain set of stocks and sectors. And then whenever the markets used to react in a very similar fashion, I used to always go back and see what the market reaction was, as well as my reaction towards that kind of market scenario. So it always used to help me get back and strengthen my roots in terms of understanding markets. So these are very few pointers. Of course, it's a
Right.
very broad topic. So for me to for me to try and cover up so many topics will be very difficult. But this is the overall thought process.